We live in an age where information is everywhere. With just a few clicks, we can find answers to countless questions. Yet one question has continued to challenge humanity since ancient times. Where can true wisdom be found? Job, chapter 28, addresses this very question. Job describes humanity's remarkable ability to explore the earth, uncover hidden treasures, and accomplish extraordinary achievements. However, he also reveals that there is something far more valuable than gold, silver, or precious stones, the wisdom that comes from God. This chapter teaches us that human knowledge has limits, but divine wisdom is perfect and eternal. While people can discover the secrets of nature and the riches hidden beneath the ground, true wisdom cannot be bought, mined, or earned through human effort alone. It comes from the Lord, who sees all things and understands every path. Throughout these 10 lessons, we will discover how God reveals the way to a life guided by genuine understanding, reverence for Him, and the wisdom that leads to lasting peace and purpose. May these truths encourage us to seek not only knowledge, but the wisdom that comes from fearing the Lord and walking faithfully in His ways. First lesson: man discovers hidden treasures. Surely there is a vein for the silver, and a place for gold where they find it. Iron is taken out of the earth, and brass is molten out of the stone. Job 28, 1-2. Job begins this chapter by highlighting humanity's remarkable ability to discover treasures hidden deep within the earth. People dig mines, extract precious metals, and transform natural resources into tools, buildings, and wealth. This demonstrates that God has given mankind intelligence, creativity, and skill to develop and manage His creation. However, these verses also introduce an important contrast that unfolds throughout the chapter. While human beings can locate silver, gold, iron, and brass, there is something far more valuable that cannot be found through strength, technology, or human effort alone. Many people spend their entire lives pursuing material possessions while neglecting what truly gives meaning to life. God reminds us that the riches of this world have limited value, but divine wisdom produces eternal blessings for the soul. The treasures of the earth may satisfy temporary needs, but only the wisdom that comes from God can guide a person toward lasting peace, purpose, and spiritual fulfillment. Second lesson: human beings go where few can reach. He setteth an end to darkness, and searcheth out all perfection, the stones of darkness, and the shadow of death. The flood breaketh out from the inhabitant, even the waters forgotten of the foot. They are dried up, they are gone away from men. Job 28, 3-4. These verses reveal humanity's determination to explore places that few people can reach. Ancient miners descended into dark and dangerous regions in search of hidden treasures. Job uses this image to illustrate how people are willing to face risks and overcome obstacles when pursuing something they consider valuable. Yet the lesson extends far beyond mining. Many individuals invest tremendous effort in achieving success, financial security, or recognition. They study, work tirelessly, and make significant sacrifices to accomplish their goals. However, they do not always show the same dedication when seeking God. True wisdom requires a sincere and persistent pursuit. Just as miners ventured into deep and shadowy places to uncover precious treasures, we must seek the Lord with all our hearts. Those who diligently seek God discover far more than temporary riches. They find guidance for life's decisions, peace in difficult circumstances, strength for every challenge, and a purpose that extends beyond this world. The greatest treasure is not found beneath the earth, but in a relationship with the One who created it. Third lesson. There are paths that animals do not know. There is a path which no fowl knoweth, and which the vulture's eye hath not seen. The lion's whelps have not trodden it, nor the fierce lion passed by it. Job 28, 7-8. Job points out that there are hidden paths known only to human beings. Even birds with sharp vision and powerful animals cannot discover these secret passages. This reveals the unique position God has given humanity within creation. Human beings have been blessed with intelligence, reasoning, and the ability to discover things that other creatures cannot comprehend. Yet this privilege should never lead to pride. Instead, it should remind us of our responsibility before God. Many people begin to believe that human knowledge is sufficient to solve every problem and answer every question. However, no matter how advanced human understanding becomes, it remains limited when compared to the infinite wisdom of the Creator. God calls us to use our abilities with humility, recognizing that every talent, skill, and insight comes from Him. True wisdom is not found in human achievement alone, but in acknowledging God's authority and seeking His guidance. The more we learn, the more we should recognize our dependence on the One who knows all things. Fourth lesson, man can transform nature. He putteth forth his hand upon the rock. He overturneth the mountains by the roots. He cutteth out rivers among the rocks, and his eye seeth every precious thing. He bindeth the floods from overflowing, and the thing that is hid bringeth he forth to light. Job 28, 9-11. These verses describe humanity's remarkable ability to shape and transform the world around them. People cut through mountains, dig tunnels, redirect waters, and uncover treasures hidden deep within the earth. Job acknowledges the extraordinary capabilities that God has entrusted to mankind. Yet this power does not mean independence from the Creator. Throughout history, human progress has sometimes led people to believe that they no longer need God. Job chapter 28 teaches exactly the opposite. Despite all human accomplishments, there remains something beyond our reach: true wisdom. We may build cities, develop advanced technologies, and reshape the natural world, but we cannot create for ourselves the wisdom that leads to eternal life. God remains the source of all truth, understanding, and purpose. The more knowledge humanity acquires, the more we should recognize our dependence on the One who designed the universe. Genuine wisdom begins when we acknowledge that every discovery ultimately points back to the Creator Himself. Fifth lesson, wisdom cannot be bought. But where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Man knoweth not the price thereof, neither is it found in the land of the living. Job 28, 12-13. After describing humanity's remarkable achievements, Job asks a profound question: where can wisdom be found? The answer is surprising. Human beings do not fully understand its true value, nor can they discover it through their own efforts. Divine wisdom is not available in marketplaces, universities, or earthly treasures. It cannot be obtained through social status, wealth, influence, or human accomplishment. Many people possess vast intellectual knowledge and impressive education, yet remain spiritually lost and without direction. True wisdom begins when we recognize our need for God. It involves spiritual discernment, obedience, humility, and reverence for the Lord. Only God can grant this kind of understanding. Therefore, we must seek more than information. We must seek inner transformation. When we place God at the center of our lives, we begin to see circumstances from His perspective. His wisdom guides our decisions, strengthens our faith, and helps us walk confidently through life's challenges. The greatest understanding is found not in human achievement, but in a relationship with the Creator. Sixth lesson: no wealth can purchase wisdom. It cannot be gotten for gold, neither shall silver be weighed for the price thereof. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, with the precious onyx or the sapphire. The gold and the crystal cannot equal it, and the exchange of it shall not be for jewels of fine gold. Job 28:15-17. Job makes it clear that wisdom possesses incomparable value. Even the most desired riches in the world are insufficient to purchase it. This truth directly challenges a culture that often measures success by wealth, possessions, and financial achievements. God does not condemn honest work or material blessings, but He teaches that there are treasures far greater than anything money can buy. A person may accumulate enormous wealth and still live without peace, direction, purpose, or hope. On the other hand, someone who possesses God's wisdom can remain strong and secure even during the most difficult seasons of life. True riches are found in knowing the Lord and walking according to His will. When we understand this truth, we begin to value our spiritual lives more than any earthly possession. Everything we own in this world is temporary and will eventually pass away. But the wisdom that comes from God produces eternal fruit and leads to blessings that last forever. Seventh lesson: the source of wisdom is hidden from man. Whence then cometh wisdom, and where is the place of understanding? Seeing it is hid from the eyes of all living, and kept close from the fowls of the air. Destruction and death say, we have heard the fame thereof with our ears. Job 28:20-22. Job once again asks about the source of wisdom. Neither living creatures nor the birds of the air, nor even death itself fully knows the path to it. This highlights the limitations of human understanding. There are mysteries that only God knows. Many times we want to understand every circumstance of life, especially during seasons of suffering, confusion, or uncertainty. Yet we do not always receive immediate answers. The lesson here is to trust God even when we cannot understand everything. Divine wisdom reaches far beyond our ability to reason and comprehend. What seems confusing today may become clear in the Lord's appointed time. When we accept our limitations and place our confidence in God's sovereignty, we find rest for our souls. Not every question will be answered in this life, but we can trust the one who knows the end from the beginning and whose purposes are always perfect. Eighth lesson: God knows the way of wisdom. God understandeth the way thereof, and He knoweth the place thereof. For He looketh to the ends of the earth, and seeth under the whole heaven. Job 28:23-24. Here we find one of the most important declarations in the entire chapter. God perfectly knows the way of wisdom because He sees everything. Nothing is hidden from His sight. The Lord knows the past, the present, and the future. He sees what we cannot see and understands what we cannot understand. Many times we face confusing situations and struggle to know which direction to take. Yet God continues to guide those who trust in Him. His wisdom is perfect because His vision is complete. While we see only a small portion of reality, God sees the entire picture from beginning to end. This truth should strengthen our confidence in the Lord. Even when we do not understand the paths He leads us through, we can be certain that His guidance is trustworthy. The one who sees all things, never makes mistakes, never loses control, and never fails to accomplish His perfect purposes in our lives. Ninth lesson: creation reveals God's wisdom. To make the weight for the winds, and He weigheth the waters by measure. When He made a decree for the rain, and a way for the lightning of the thunder, then did He see it and declare it. He prepared it, yea, and searched it out. Job 28:25-27. These verses reveal that all creation reflects the order, power, and wisdom of God. The wind, the rain, the seas, and the lightning all operate according to the boundaries established by their Creator. Nothing happens by chance. The universe itself displays God's infinite intelligence and perfect design. When we observe nature, we see constant evidence of His power, authority, and care. Creation reminds us that there is a sovereign God governing all things. If the Lord controls the winds and directs the storms, He is also fully capable of guiding our lives. Many people become overwhelmed with worry about the future, yet God already knows every detail of the path ahead. Just as He faithfully sustains creation day after day, He also sustains His children. Every sunrise, every season, and every law of nature points to His wisdom. As we reflect on the world around us, our faith is strengthened, and we are reminded that our lives are safely held in the hands of a wise and powerful God. 10th lesson: the fear of the Lord is true wisdom. And unto man He said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Job 28:28. This is the climax of the entire chapter. After describing everything humanity can accomplish and everything it cannot attain, Job presents the ultimate answer. True wisdom is not found in knowledge, wealth, influence, or human achievement. It begins with the fear of the Lord. To fear God means to reverence Him, obey Him, trust Him, and acknowledge His authority over every area of life. Job also teaches that true understanding is demonstrated by turning away from evil. God measures wisdom not only by what we know, but also by the choices we make. A life guided by reverence for the Lord produces discernment, stability, humility, and direction. Those who fear God possess a foundation that remains firm regardless of circumstances. Wealth may disappear, knowledge may be forgotten, and earthly success may fade away. But the wisdom that comes from fearing the Lord endures forever. This is the wisdom that gives meaning to life and prepares us for eternity. As we come to the end of Job 28, we are reminded of a truth that remains relevant in every generation. True wisdom is not found in wealth, human intelligence, or the achievements of this world. Humanity can explore mountains, uncover hidden treasures, and develop impressive knowledge, yet there is something beyond our ability to obtain on our own. That wisdom belongs to God. Throughout this chapter, we have seen that gold, silver, sapphires, and precious stones cannot compare to the value of divine wisdom. We have also learned that God perfectly knows its way because he sees all things, from the ends of the earth to the deepest secrets of the human heart. Nothing escapes his knowledge, his guidance, or his sovereign control. Perhaps you are facing difficult decisions, unexpected challenges, or questions that still seem unanswered. Job 28 teaches us that we will not always understand everything that happens around us. Yet we can trust the one who knows all things and governs the universe with perfect wisdom. The central message of this chapter is simple, yet powerful. As Job 28:28 declares, "And unto man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding." When we choose to reverence God, obey his word, and walk in his ways, we find the direction, peace, and purpose our souls are searching for. Thank you very much for staying with us until the end of this video. If this study has encouraged you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may need this message today. May the Lord grant you wisdom, discernment, and peace for every step of your journey. May God richly bless you and your family. See you in the next video.